Hi friends, in today's video, let's discuss the reason for why 80% of the Indian women lawyers find the profession tough. Recently, Supreme Court Bar Association has conducted a survey and it shows that over 80% of the women lawyers find the profession tough. Before we understand the hardships of a woman in the law profession, let us get an idea on the judicial working in India. How does the life of an advocate evolve from a student? First, a student completes their LLB program. Then they apply for an enrollment as an advocate to the State Bar Council in any state where they want to practice. They grant a provisional enrollment for this particular person. Within 3 years of getting this provisional enrollment, he should be clearing All India Bar examination conducted by the Bar Council of India. Once he passes this examination, he gets the certificate of practice, that is, he gets the full regular right to practice law in the Indian courts. Then he may join a bar association or attach themselves with the chambers of a senior advocate where they start their career. So this is the journey of an advocate. The terms where I highlighted in green are going to play a major role why women are being left out in the legal profession. So let's understand very clearly what are the green highlighted parts. Bar Council of India, State Bar Council, Bar Association. Bar is a general term for the community of advocates, whereas on the other hand, bench refers to the judges who preside over the court. Bar Council is a statutory body created by the Parliament to regulate and represent the Indian legal profession. There is Bar Council of India at the national level and state bar councils for each states. Bar Association is just a members club or a union-like group for advocates, very influential though. Then there is Chambers of a Senior Advocate. A senior advocate is an advocate designated by the Supreme Court or the High Court based on his or her expertise and standing. Not just any advocate can claim that they are a senior advocate. It needs to be designated by the Supreme Court or High Court. Now, senior advocates gets chambers. That is nothing but a set of rooms in the court complex itself. So this chamber is where the senior advocates deal with his clients, where the junior lawyers and interns who just pass the All India Bar examination work under the senior, handling research, drafting pleadings, and filing documents. Think of chambers like a senior professor's room in a university. The professor gets a cabin, he gets a PhD students, research grants will be given to him. Similarly, all the high profile cases first go to the senior advocates. The juniors will only get the leftovers. Now let us get to the core issue, grievance of women in law profession. Let us understand the survey and its stats to identify what is a real problem here. Only about 15% of Indian lawyers are women. Barely 2% of them hold leadership positions in bar councils, that is, Bar Council of India and all the state bar councils. Just 2% of them. Only of one of the 33 judges in the Supreme Court, the top court, is a woman. And the 14% of judges in the 25 high courts, just 14% is women. That is, in absolute numbers, 116 out of 814 judges. The irony is that the highest judiciary, the Supreme Court, which is mandated to uphold equality, is itself in a grave situation with respect to the representation of a woman. Analysis of the historical data also shows that women representation has been low. This indicates that the problem is structural. An advocate's professional life depends greatly on the networking, mentorships, and access to clients, all of which are gained through their life at bar councils, bar associations, and chambers. I already told you the green highlighted parts that we saw. These places are traditionally filled with men, and these men may not socialize or they may not feel comfortable to socialize with a woman. Therefore, women naturally gets left out. One reason. Women has to manage family responsibilities side by side. Second reason. During the initial years of an advocate, both men and women gets very meager pay. A woman might find it particularly challenging. Another reason. The survey clearly reflects this. That is, 60% of women reported limited working opportunities as a major challenge, and over 40% reported pay inequality and networking barriers. Collegium selects the judges from the bar councils or bar associations. We just saw that women are excluded from these bar councils or bar associations, or they don't get that much visibility as a man. So when women are excluded from these networks, their careers automatically stagnate and they get left out. Why we should encourage women participation in the first place? Women bring different perspectives and experiences which improve the quality of judicial decision making and public confidence in the judicial system. A judiciary that does not adequately represent half the population risks appearing distant from the society it serves. There is some relief though. Supreme Court mandated 30% reservation for women in the State Bar Council, which means they will get more visibility and more representation, which will ultimately lead to the women being promoted to the judges and higher roles. In summary, time has already come to give women their due representation. To uphold the principles of equality enshrined in the Constitution of India, the reform must begin within the legal system itself. Thank you.